So at this time, I'll call cause number 99657-1 in the interest of Asher Meeks. All right, we're here today on a motion for extension that's been requested by the mother in the case, Tessa Helms. The case is set for final next week on January 27th of 2026, 10 o'clock. So, Mr. Barfield, this is your motion. I'll allow you to.
Okay. Your Honor, I apologize for being late. I was stuck in court and had to get back to the office. So, I'm filing the motion. Primarily, the motion's fairly self-explanatory. We're filing this because we did attempt mediation. It was unsuccessful, pursuant to the court's order. And really what I've garnered from this case, and one of the main issues regarding services worked, and I think one of the main reasons the department's seeking termination is my client's engagement or non-engagement with TPC. So I filed this extension to give her an opportunity to get with TPC and get an evaluation to see if she needs counseling. Now, my client has had other counseling through other counselors, so that's really the main basis of the motion. I think she's completed most all the other services in this particular case. Visits are going well with the child. I know they have some issues with the people in the home as well. I don't think that has anything to do with this motion, other than the fact that I would assume the department's and is going to say, well, we don't like the people, and that's not going to change. So I'm asking that she be allowed a little extra time to get that evaluation. I don't think this necessarily would need to be extended for the full 6-month period. Quite frankly, I don't necessarily think that would be necessary at all. I'm just trying to give Ms. Helms the opportunity to get in TPC and see what they have to say. That's it. That's why we're here today.
Okay, let me just ask, and Ms. Helms has logged in now. I'm not heard the magic language, Mr. Barfield. What are the extraordinary circumstances? I mean, we've been talking about this TPC thing for a long time now.
I understand. Long time. I was just going to call my client and have her explain that to the court. I think that's the easiest way for me to do that, Judge.
All right, Ms. Helms, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barfield, you can go right ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Helms, you understand we have requested an extension in this case due to the fact that there needed to be a TPC evaluation in this case, and that has not been done. Do you understand that?
They're wanting
Listen to my question and please answer my question. Do you understand why we're at the hearing today?
Yes.
Do you understand we're set for trial the 27th?
Yes.
Are you asking for an extension in this case to have your TPC evaluation done?
Yes.
Okay. Please describe to the court the efforts you've made. Now, let me strike that question. Do you recall going to a mediation?
Yes.
Okay. The mediation was unsuccessful. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall at that time and before in these hearings that one of the issues that the department had and that was in part of your orders of the court were that were to go to TPC to obtain an evaluation?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that I have filed a motion on your behalf to extend this case to give you more time to go to TPC to get that evaluation?
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's my understanding, and I could be wrong, it's my understanding that evaluation has not been done. Am I right or wrong?
I want to say wrong because I'm looking at the evaluation that I had done already.
Okay. And when did you have that evaluation done?
The date on here says the 5th of February 2025. I had the appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning. They were running late, but it does say begin at 9 a.m. and at 10:30.
Okay. And as a result of the evaluation, what occurred?
I was given a basically a case manager of my I guess case that they had, and I was supposed to receive a counselor. I told them the urgency of needing said counselor
Did
due to my case,
did
and I
you
never received one. That's why I ended my uh
Okay. So initially you went and were you ever assigned a counselor?
no.
Okay. Did you go back to TPC to see to get another evaluation or to follow up on getting a counselor?
I really didn't. I did talk to the case manager. She was confused as to why I'd been in their files for as long as I was and hadn't had a counselor, so I just dropped TPC entirely and got a counselor outside of TPC.
Okay. And I believe we've heard. And who was that counselor?
That was Melissa Lawson.
Okay. Now, do you understand? And did you get? Are you still seeing Melissa Lawson, or did you get released from Melissa Lawson?
I so I'm not gonna have any Medicaid anymore, and I cannot afford to continue seeing her. But I did finish that service the 6 weeks.
Okay. Now, so do you need to go back to? You do understand? Are you planning to go back to TPC to get another evaluation since your Medicare is running out? So, and you're not going to be able to afford to see Miss Lawson.
I'm trying to attempt to. I do have the option of trying to go to somebody that works at the probation offices. Um, I'm gonna see if I can't get a hold of him today and get in tomorrow at the earliest. Sometime next week, at the latest.
And who is that individual, if you know?
Um, the name on here says Daniel Marin.
Okay. Now, and is are you currently on probation?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of your probation, is it any requirement that you seek counseling?
Yes, actually.
Now, when did you learn that you were going to lose your Medicare?
So it only lasted for a year after
Medicaid. I always confuse.
having my son. So this month would be my last.
Okay. Do you feel that that's a circumstance that is going to require you to seek other counseling?
Yes,
Do you feel that's a circumstance that's out of your control?
absolutely.
Do you feel that would be an extraordinary circumstance affecting this case?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking the court to allow you some extra time to get the evaluation done?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that would be in the best interest of your child and in the best interest of this case?
Yes.
Okay. Now, why have you not gone back to TPC to get the evaluation through TPC?
I've called them and I have not gotten a call back from them.
Okay. So you have made an effort with TPC and again, just like before, you've had no success.
Pretty much. I made the call one time, and the same day I had called to get a copy of my records from them as well, and I was able to get the records. I just have never been contacted back on an appointment.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Powell, any questions?
Just a few, Judge.
All right.
Miss Helms, you said that you quit going to Miss Lawson because you couldn't afford her. Is that what you testified to?
Yes, I don't have Medicaid after this month.
Okay, well, isn't it true that the department actually paid for you to see Miss Lawson?
For 6 weeks and 6 weeks only.
Now, this TPC evaluation that you just mentioned that you said you had in February of last year, have you ever provided that to the department?
I have. I sent it in messages to Heidi, and I was told that I needed to have it redone.
Okay, and you've actually, and I haven't been in the hearings, but I've reviewed some of the notes. You've actually argued this pretty much the whole last year that you didn't need TPC. Is that correct?
Yes, because of this evaluation and incapability of getting me a counselor through them.
Okay, well, and throughout the whole case for the last year, you have been told to go get the TPC evaluation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are. Let me ask a question. So here we are, the 11th hour, and now you've decided to go do it. Is that correct?
This was February of last year, right after he was taken from me.
Okay,
That I did this thing.
but for the whole last year, you've been told you needed to get another TPC evaluation. Is that correct?
I was not aware that I needed to get it redone after having it done. I just figured that I needed to get get the evaluation to them because they had not been emailed to them.
Ms. Helms, you said that you've gotten notes or records from somebody. Who'd you get records from?
From TPC.
Did you ever provide those to St. Francis?
That's the exact what I had sent to Heidi.
What
I
are you
have
on
the
probation
name
for?
of the person that did my evaluation on this piece of paper here now.
Miss Helms, what are you on probation for?
Basically, pled guilty to.
What's the charge?
I pled to the charge of harming my child, not the child that this case is currently about.
Okay, so you're on felony probation for injury to a child. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your rights to that child were terminated within the last year. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any more questions, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, Mr. Barfield, anything further?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I believe that's the basis of my motion.
Okay, you have any other witnesses or anything else to present?
Not today, Your Honor. No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Powell? Any response, witness?
Judge, I would like to briefly call Heidi Elliott.
All right, Ms. Elliott, if you will, please raise your right hand. You'll have to unmute too, sorry. All right, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Elliott, please state your name.
Heidi Elliott.
Miss Elliott, how long have you been the caseworker in this case?
I've been the caseworker since the removal, and I was also the caseworker on the previous case also.
And so you have obviously been involved way longer than I have. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you attended hearings throughout the whole course of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And during those hearings, was it discussed that Ms. Helms needed to get another TPC evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have discussions with Ms. Helms that she needed to get another TPC evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was her response to those discussions?
She didn't find a need to do this because she received the same diagnosis from her counselor. She doesn't feel she needed to get another one done.
So it's no surprise that that you were asking for that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then is this the first time that you have heard that she's willing to go get another evaluation?
Yes, ma'am. She had messaged me yesterday saying that she had reached out to get it redone.
Okay. And then I'm not going to dwell on this very long, but that at this point in time, do you have concerns with who Miss Helms is residing with?
Yes, ma'am.
In your opinion, would returning this child to the home in which Miss Helms is currently residing be safe for the child?
No, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're stepping straight into a courtroom where the stakes are already sky high. In just seconds, a child custody case turns urgent. A final trial is scheduled for next week. A motion for more time suddenly enters the picture. No background music, no drama tricks, just raw tension. You can feel the pressure hanging in the air. Everyone knows this hearing could change everything. The judge sets the tone immediately. This short moment quietly warns us, nothing here will be easy.
So Miss Helms did go to TPC at one point. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And did they do an evaluation?
Yes, sir. And she missed the 3 follow-on appointments they had scheduled, and she would have to start over.
Okay. And so did she seek counseling from Melissa Fowler?
Yes, that's separate from TPC.
Yeah, I know that. So essentially, did you get any reports from Miss Fowler indicating that she needs further treatment?
From Miss who? I'm sorry.
The counselors that she did attend.
Miss Lawson.
Miss Lawson. I'm sorry, I said Fowler, and please correct the record for the first time.
It didn't say anything about further, but she was still needing her TPC.
Okay. And and do you know what she needs, what treatment she needs from TPC, if any?
Just an evaluation.
What if the evaluation comes back she doesn't need any further treatment?
Then we will address that when we receive it.
Okay. All right. But right now, which could be a potential outcome, correct?
It could be, yes.
Okay. And if that's the case, and I understand this is one of the main reasons the department's seeking termination in this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you think it might be important to know whether we're trying to terminate a parent's rights based on based on follow-up care that may not even be needed?
Correct.
Okay. Do you think it would cause any substantial harm to the child to extend this case for a month or so, if possible, to allow that evaluation to take place so that we know exactly what TPC would require, if anything? Would that cause any harm to the child?
No, sir, but she did have a year to complete this evaluation.
Okay, I'm going to object is non-responsive to the last part of that question, but thank you for your answer.
Overall,
Thank you. And so Ms. Helms did contact you saying she did plan on going to TPC and had contacted them. Is that what you testified to previously?
Yes, she has sent me a message yesterday.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll pass the witness.
all right, Ms. Zavala.
I have no questions.
Okay, anybody else have questions for Ms.
No,
Elliott?
Your Honor, I don't believe so.
Okay, all right, Ms. Powell, any further witnesses on
No,
this
Your Honor.
issue?
No further witness.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, any witnesses to call?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so with respect to the motion, Mr. Barfield, anything else to present?
I have no further witnesses, Your Honor.
All
Okay.
right, Ms. Powell, anything else?
All right, guys, this is where the story really tightens its grip. The mother takes the stand, and every word matters now. What should be a simple request becomes tangled in contradictions. Dates blur, responsibilities shift, and explanations start to wobble. The courtroom presses harder with each question asked. Then the tone changes. Felony probation enters the record. A prior termination of parental rights surfaces. The weight of past actions crashes into the present case. At this point, hope and doubt are fighting head-on.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Valla, any witnesses to call?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Valla, do you have any recommendation on this particular subject?
You know, we've been talking about this one service all year long, and I don't see extraordinary circumstances at this time regarding that.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barfield, with respect to the motion for extension in the case, I'm going to deny that motion. I don't find that there are extraordinary circumstances. I mean, we started actively talking about this issue back in July, about the fact that this was still lingering, that we even had a big discussion about whether or not I was just going to let her do this through her other counselor, but then it came out that she had to do it for probation, which I have no control over. So I indicated that, well, she's got to go do it for probation. She might as well do it for the both of us. One time would satisfy both criteria. And, that was back in July. We talked about it again, several times after that. And so I just can't see how it's now an extraordinary circumstance to extend the case. What I am willing to do, because this case is set for final next Tuesday, and I am not going to be able to hear that final. So, I think it's a little unfair to pass this case off on to a visiting judge. So what we're going to do today is we're going to call the case. We're going to take some testimony, and then I'm going to recess it. And we are going to look at resetting it to resume the final on March 26th. Is that a date that everybody can do on a 9:00 docket? And it would be pretty close to 9 because I think we have very little else set that day.
What date, Your Honor?
March 26th.
I am available that day.
Let me find my calendar, Judge.
I can do that, Your Honor.
I'm fairly certain I can, but I just need to double check since I'm pulling double duties.
Sure.
Yeah, and Judge, I should have probably included the visiting judge in my motion, but I drafted the motion and filed it before I learned that. So I appreciate the court recognizing that issue as well.
Judge, I can do that.
What I'm trying to do is give enough time to make sure that I can hear the case and that we don't get into spring break. And I know some of you are going to be out. And so, we've got 90 days from the time we recess to get back in. So, that makes sure that we've got.
All right, guys, this is the moment the balance starts to tilt. The caseworker steps in with clarity and receipts. What's been debated emotionally is now laid out factually. This wasn't a last-minute surprise. It was a year-long issue. Repeated chances, repeated refusals, repeated warnings. Safety concerns about the home are stated plainly. The courtroom energy shifts from sympathy to scrutiny. You can sense the judge listening differently now. This is where momentum quietly slips away. Original clip timeline.
Yes,
We're within our window there. So, okay, then, Ms. Powell, I'm going to go ahead and have you call your first witness.
And Judge, this will obviously result in witnesses being called out of order due to the fact that I would ordinarily put my investigator on first. So just for the record.
I
And
understand.
I have no objection. It's mine. We're just to get started. So we're protecting statutory requirements. So I have no objection.
Okay. Sorry, Dad, I'm trying to shuffle papers here.
No, that's okay.
Petitioner calls Heidi Elliott.
Okay, Ms. Elliott, you are still under oath.
Okay. Miss Elliott, please state your name for the record.
Heidi Elliott,
And Miss Elliott, how are you currently employed?
Permanency Specialist with St. Francis Ministries.
Okay. And are you familiar with the child by the name of Asher Meeks?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you familiar with Asher?
I've received this case when he was removed.
Okay. And when did that removal occur?
1/27/25.
Okay. And who is the mother of the child?
Tessa Helms.
Okay. And who is the father of the child?
Keith Meeks.
Okay. And Mr. Meeks has actually executed an affidavit of relinquishment. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Judge, are you okay with me proving that up and then we can rest?
Absolutely.
Okay. And Miss Elliott, have you had the opportunity to review that relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was it did Mr. Meeks sign the relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there two witnesses to the relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I am currently pulling that up. And did he sign that relinquishment on what appears to be June 11th of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that was filed with the court on June 16th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment filed on June 16th of 2025.
Any objection, counsel?
Oh, no objection.
No objection.
All right, guys, here comes the ruling everyone's been bracing for. The judge speaks carefully, but the message is firm. No extraordinary circumstances. The request is denied. Months of delay can't be rewritten as urgency now. Yet the twist lands right after the denial. The final trial won't happen next week after all. A recess is ordered, pushing everything to March. The father's rights are formally relinquished on record. The hearing ends with consequences, irony, and unresolved tension.
And Miss
Hang on,
Elliott,
hang on, hang on. June, I'm looking for it, June
16th.
16th. Okay, June 16th. All right, I'll take judicial notice of the voluntary affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights executed by the father in the case Keith Meeks, or the alleged father in the case Keith Meeks, which has been filed in the record of the court.
And Miss Elliott, are you asking the court to terminate the parental rights of Keith Meeks as to the child Asher Meeks based upon that affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that would be in the best interest of this child?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I believe now would be a good time to recess.
Concur.
Okay, yeah, I want to recess before we start getting into service plan issues and all that. So, okay, then I will see all of you back in March, and I appreciate, March 26th. I appreciate everybody appearing today. So, Ms. Helms, what that means is, I guess you get a little more time just as a consequence of this, but you can do with that what you want. But I will see you back then, and we will proceed with our testimony and evidence at that time.
Your judge, and again, I want to apologize to everybody for running late in court. I couldn't control it. Could you give me a breakout room with Miss Helms, and we'll leave the meeting, I'll leave the Zoom from there.
Sure. Happy to.
Thank you for the court's time. Thank you, everybody, for appearing.
Thanks, Brooks.
All right, Ms. Helms, you're going to get a prompt. I'm going to assign you to room 2, and I'll put Mr. Barfield in there with you. And then y'all can leave from there.